folks. Sorry about this morning. Not much chatting. Not much talking about the charts. Just getting on my business here. Um, this trading at the all-time highs makes it difficult. So I was trying to trade Nasdaq at the same time, and I was trying to catch a continuation model of the trend on Nasdaq, and I missed the trade actually by trying to trade two instruments. Sometimes it gets hard. I actually missed the buy, tried to catch it again, as you can see, and it never came back to 50% of my micro range. So let's talk about YM now and just leave NASDAQ on the back burner. It's a little bit convoluted because ES has just taken massive amounts of highs, right? But it's on a bullish rampage. So I have an alert set at the 50% of the range we're trading in today, to see if it can trade below that into a PD array, and then we can maybe look at a buy potentially. Now YM here, we're entering the second AM macro, and you can see the only way I'm really going to get into this trade is if there's a redistribution sweep. Now, we kind of have one right here. We had this little fake out to the downside, and, technically, well, it closed over the breaker here. Not the breaker, sorry, the mitigation block. So I don't really want to count that as necessarily minor buy side liquidity. I would want it to see it close below this first. That's the substantial low. You can see we're trading well beyond the daily previous high, right? Like well beyond it. So it's not a sweep, it's expansion to the upside, bullish. So we can't just take the first run down. It's counter trend. What we want to see today is this price come down, and that's an ugly color. Anyways, we want to see a substantial market structure shift, and maybe even two. And then what we want to see is the price come all the way up in the all-time highs and fake everybody out this way. Once they sweep these highs right here that I just showed you, then we can consider a sell. And the only way I'm going to consider a sell is just super, super, super clean displacement. So it doesn't look like we're actually going to get, I don't know, how much higher it can go today. It can go quite a bit. It's the Dow. And yeah, I don't think it's going to happen in this macro. So let's just monitor price through this macro. The new way I'm going to do things is my timestamp is always here. And I switched to NinjaTrader. Times should be there as well. I'm not taking any trades that I'm not talking about. At the end of the day, we'll go to my calendar and have a look. So if you don't mind, I speed it up through the macros when I don't talk. Just makes the video a little bit more interesting. So the other thing I want to mention real quick here is when I'm trading above the daily, you can see this morning how I marked in my range, right? It's a little bit messy here. So I had my range here this morning. If you notice what I did, daily previous low, daily previous high. I have this 50% marked in here. And you can see that we're trading above the daily previous high. It's not a sweep within 60 to 90 points. It's pure expansion to the upside. Took out the all-time highs here. So I don't like to take sells at the all-time highs. I really don't like it at all. right? So this is not a sweep of liquidity. I'm repeating myself here, okay? Because it's an expansion candle, as you saw, it's just expanding. So we need a sweep. So we need a valid leg down to come back up again and sweep the highs again up here, right? In a macro for the unicorn model. Obviously, it's not kill shot continuation model because it's counter trend. So let's just see if we can get this order block filled here, like broken. Hopefully come down into here. Come back, sweep the highs, either in this macro, probably ain't going to happen, right? Or in the next macro, and then we're done for the day. Well, I'm going to pretty much call this the end of the macro here because it's not going to do what we want anyways. So I'm going to speed things up here a little bit until the macro starts right here. We still haven't really made a substantial leg yet, really. Like I said, I don't want this order block to get broken, come back up, right? So we'll see if that happens between the macro, which would be great if it did. In the macro, sweeps the minor. We have it then. So I'll see you back in the 3rd AM macro. I'm not getting into this trade unless it takes that high out or has to come all the way to the bottom and take that order block out. No mitigation blocks in this case. The expansion leg all the way up took the high. It has to break that low. Okay, here we are in the 3rd AM macro, and just like I said, we had a market structure shift. We have displacement over the market structure shift. Someone got in right here before the macro, didn't wait for redistribution, and they got just trashed. So that's exactly why you want to wait for a macro, and that is exactly why you don't want to take trades like this, right? So just because it swept the all-time high, all these ICT traders are trying to get in. They're considering a sweep. This is the sweep if we take this high out here. This is the engineer of liquidity. This is the trap. that I'm teaching you how to avoid. Okay. So, in this scenario, we have this breaker block down in here, and this is the expansion that might take the high. I don't know. Here you have a temporary low here. In this case, because we're so heavy counter trend, there's going to be some tomfoolery today. I know it. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for this to get broken. And we'll be aggressive on this entry. But there needs to be a clean displacement over this with a fair value gap in here before I get into this heavily counter trend trade, right? So we'll see if it even takes this high out. We're going to stick to our model. And I know that we would normally take it here. It's just this expansion up. This is the change of character down here, right? We need to make sure, right? So we're going to see what happens here in the 3rd AM macro. So what I was doing there is just marking it out in MYM in case I need to put a big stop loss in. I'll trade MYM with a larger stop. So I put this line in right here. We're looking for clean displacement over this breaker here. Very clean. Interesting enough, these charts are quite a bit different. We're not trading with one contract. We don't know yet. The trick is to always risk the same, right? So when you're very counter trend like this, you want to try to ignore these short-term lows, right? It is the better entry, although you have this expansion up that took the high out here, right? So this is the breaker here. Actually, this is the same chart. It's just that my candle colors are a bit different, I think. There's a breaker there. The breaker there. This is technically the low that made the high, so we can move this breaker up like this. guys, there goes the third AM macro. We have red folder news. We could potentially take this to the fourth macro. It's supposed to be on trend. So it's a lunch macro, which is low probability. We're at the all-time highs. We're past the macro time. Doesn't surprise me. Now we have displacement on both. We are going to stay true to our rules and stay in macro. They're already extended by 5 minutes technically from ICT. So, it's usually 10:2 to 10 after, and I've copied somebody else and used the 5 minute. Now, if this goes down, let it. I really don't care. It really does not bother me. It can drop 1,000 points. I don't really give a shit. It's out of macro now, and we only take the unicorn model in macro. So all we can really hope for is this redistribution here in the next macro. So we have a buy side liquidity here, and we shall wait.
Everybody put your hands up. Everybody bounce with me. Some champagne and run a little.
All right, fourth AM macro. Anybody who tried to get into this sell right here on their little supernova entry, whatever you want to call it, you just got stopped out. And it's not sticking to the macro. This is a time-based algorithm. This is what happens to you. You're trading above the daily previous high. Very bullish price action expansion. So here we are. We're looking for a sweep here. And if we get it, we'll see how it looks. Right now, the Nasdaq is looking very good. We'll see potential continuation model on the 15-minute trends are up. 1 hour is up. It'd be nice to showcase that trade again to show everybody the continuation model kill shot. It is on trend, so it is more likely to come to fruition, whereas YM is heavily counter-trended here, right? So we'll see. I'd rather take the on trend than the counter trend for sure.
Everybody stand up. Everybody put your hands up. Everybody bounce with me. Some champagne and run a little. Everybody stand up. Everybody put your hands up. Everybody bounce with me. Some champagne and run a little.
Is not there yet. I know what everyone's thinking. You have this mitigation block, busted through it right here. Spiced over it. However, this just got rejected off the breaker. This is not a very nice breaker. It's just a short-term low basically as well. This is the better breaker here, but we'll use this short-term low here. Do you see why this fair value gap is not valid, right? Because it just got rejected off the low. So Ultra respects this little fair value gap in here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just in here. See it? Then, fair enough. But that's not enough confirmation for me in a heavily counter trend trade. I want to call that a market structure shift. That's pretty weak, right? Market structure shift, no displacement, no fair value gap means no entry. So we might create a short-term high here, making this somewhat legit because we already have your first market structure, right? Shift. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you don't get stopped out of a trade. Perfectly showcase how to not get stopped out again. Now, mind you, you'd probably have it at the high of their range here. It hasn't hit there yet. Awfully close if you had it right, touching it. A lot of people are stopped out there again. Again, we were trading above the daily previous high. Price is bullish. Bullish AF, as they say. $10.15. You won't be looking for any reversals today now. That is the end of the 4th AM macro. The options of counter trend trading are over.
Everybody stand up. Everybody put your hands